Well, hello there. Welcome to Straight Edge, where I, Sam Peterson, a gay trans man with bad teeth, gives it to you straight about knives, because I love knives. Almost more than anything else in the world, I love knives. So, let's get on with it, shall we? Hello, loaflings and muffinettes. I know I always say this, but I am truly excited to share today's knifery with you. Let's just get straight to the proverbial point, shall we? If you watched my unboxing this week, then it will come as no surprise to you that I now have a beautiful orange TRM Bulldog. Yeah, the TRM Bulldog in all its splendor. I have been a fan of Three Rivers Manufacturing Knives for a couple years now. They were a small American company producing nearly affordable knives of quality. And by nearly affordable, I mean they started at $230 for a very stripped down basic version of a knife in micarta with really unsanded scales and an unfinished blade. The blade had lines on, like production lines on it, which I actually really like. I love the way that looks. Doesn't hurt the knife's ability to work at all. The fact that the blade is so pristine is really, it's purely aesthetic. I wish I had a picture to show you. Maybe I do. So, you end up with this kind of furry, flat flounder of a knife handle. But if you want to step it up, then you get a really nicely finished boy like this here Bulldog in orange G10. The scales of these knife are lovely, curvaceous, and inviting for your hand. Lovely, curvaceous, inviting. The Bulldog in particular was built to be a working knife, so they have endowed it with a fairly girthy grip, and that is what she wished, she said. Girthy grip for hard work. Aside from the scales being thicker than their Atom or Neutron knives, which are their kind of flagship EDC models, the blade is a tad thicker too. Can you see that? The blade is a little thick. This is fantastic. One of my gripes with my Atom that I had was it felt quite thin and flat. It was a great knife. It was just a little thin and flat for my taste. But, however, this Bulldog is just lovely. With a slightly swollen belly to accommodate your sweaty, dirty paws. And I do mean yours. Not mine. My paws are always clean with a thin veneer of working hands. Because not a sponsor, because I have never quite gotten used to dry hands, but I digress. Next to something like a cold steel working knife, the TRM Bulldog is a puss, but taken on its own merits, it is quite sturdy and stout and will do exactly what you need it to do, or what I needed to do, which is cut some twigs, slice up some cardboard, and assault various forms of tape and plastic. Not a big ask. I could totally see myself taking this camping. Oh, by the way, this is 20 CV steel. I have become slightly less interested in steel since several good authorities said that folks like me with my knife knowledge wouldn't necessarily notice the difference between certain steels at work. I do notice, and I understand what they're saying, like there's a subtlety in steels that I probably will never get. Maybe, you know, the guy from Cedric and Ada understands it. I probably never will, or never really will care enough about the difference in steels, but you never know. I understand when a steel holds an edge long. I appreciate that. And when it's easy or difficult to sharpen, that's pretty much what I know. I empirically understand about steel. Anywho, camping. Orange for visibility. I throw everything around when I camp, and I have a hard time finding where I've thrown it. So it being orange would be successful. It would make it easier to see where I've neglectfully thrown it. In case you can't tell, I really like this knife. I really like it. Look at that. Look at that. And you can backflip the mama. Okay. The Bulldog does have a fucking axis lock, but it is a good one. Also, as I mentioned, you can backflip it, which makes up for its fucking irritating axis lock. Just give me a goddamn liner and keep it simple, stupid. You know what I mean? Ugh. In my possession, also, at the moment, is a TRM Holey Nerd, called the Holey because it literally has a hole in the blade. So, it's a little fifth pocket. I always feel like I should say Fifth Harmony. Fifth Harmony always comes up when I think fifth pocket. This is a little fifth pocket guy. This knife is so utilitarian, especially for a short guy. This thing can get busy. Mine is in 20 CV, of course. It was a risky buy. I wasn't sure how I would feel about it. I don't love a lot of fifth pocket knives just because I never really use them. But this I have kept, and I will probably keep for quite a long time. I bought it on kind of a whim, as I'm wont to do, and it's really a good working knife. Like, it's really, this little blade can get to work. Now, that having been said, I want to show you another thing I bought on a whim. This is the Boker Plus Collection Anso 2022, which I need to go get. This is the Boker Plus Collection, and it's their Boker Plus Collection. It is a so-called limited edition of 500. This is 488 out of 500. This knife was originally around $500. Of course, it's not worth that now because nobody's really interested in them right now. That having been said, I don't know if I'll keep it. It's an amazing knife. No doubts about it. It is majestic. It is the most majestic knife I have ever held. It is regal, but it is big and heavy and too nice to carry around. This is definitely a safe queen kind of a knife. You know, you show off to your knife buddies, knife enthusiast friends, which I don't have any except you guys, so I guess you'll need to come over, which is great. I'd love for you to come over and look at my knives. Or I need to trade this work of Jens Anso beauty. Jens Anso, he may be too prolific, but his design language really speaks to me. Hence the nearly dozen giant mouse knives I currently own. Take a good look at this thing, and then we'll call it a day. This is a really, probably the most expensive feeling knife I own. It really feels expensive. It's built really well. It's quite large. It has that Boker sort of finesse, although I understand this was built in Italy by one of those Italian Mangiano makers. And you know what? It doesn't have that rounded Italian spine. It's very thick blade, which feels very Italian. The fit and finish is wild. It's spectacular. Anyway, take a good look, because I probably won't keep it. Yeah, huge, lovely. I love you, friend. Today, this day that I'm filming this, it is Thanksgiving, and I want to say that I'm truly grateful to have found an equally obsessed, curious, smart, and possibly mad community. Thank you so much. Really grateful for all of you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Jens Anso 2022 knife.